Hi everyone. In 2010, this decade did give us some amazing cars. It was an era where modern cars and technology comes together. From high-performance cars to high-tech vehicles and the rise of electric vehicles, this era is a preparation for the future of the automotive industry. Sadly, there are some cars that is discontinued and we will miss them. Today, we will remember the 10 production cars during the 2010 era that are great cars. Before we get into the video, make sure to click on the subscribe button down below and click the bell for the notifications on any new videos on my channel. With that out of the way, let's get into today's video. Number 1. The Cadillac CTS V. The BMW has the M5, and the Mercedes has the E63 AMG. Cadillac introduced the CTS V in the mid-2000s and continued to selling it until 2019. It shares the same transmission and engine from the Corvette C06 and the Camaro ZL1, making it a V8 producing 640 horsepower. Taking off, this car could hit 200 miles per hour. In history, this is the most powerful Cadillac ever in production. In 2019, Cadillac is going to replace the CTS to the CT5, and the CTS V stopped its production. There is no confirmation about the V model, but let's hope there is a crazy V8 that produces a large amount of horsepower. We will definitely remember this modern, luxurious American muscle car. Number 2. The Chevrolet SS. In the early 2000s, Pontiac recreated the GTO, an iconic muscle car from the 1960s. The fifth generation was shared with the Holden Murano in the Australian market and the Vauxhall Murano VXR in the UK. In 2008, Pontiac filed bankruptcy and the GTO line is discontinued. Fast forward to 2014, Chevrolet rebadged for the American market the SS, using the Vauxhall VXR8. It had a 6.2-liter V8 from a Corvette to power, creating more than 400 horsepower. In addition, it had some GM performance parts from the Chevrolet Corvette and other technology that is convenient for the daily use, such as a head-up display, a blind spot monitor, and a navigation system. More importantly, the cost for this car is around $50,000 brand new, and it is easy to pick one up for under $30,000 used today. Although it was an underrated American muscle car, but it is considered one of the best all-around vehicles for the price and the performance. Number 3. The C7 Corvette. Even though the Corvette is continuing in the next decade, but the C7 Corvette is something very important. To start off, the C7 Corvette generation was the most powerful Corvette of all time. In addition, the C7 made the ZR1, which was a top-of-the-line Corvette, and it produces 755 horsepower, making it the fastest Corvette in history, reaching 215 miles per hour. What is important is this generation of the Corvette is the last generation Corvette with the engine in the front, whereas the new C8 Corvette is in the back. In history, Corvette's image is to put the V8 engine in the front, and the C7 is the last traditional Corvette. The Corvette was considered one of the few cars that had a supercar performance for the tightest budget. More importantly, by seeing a famous sports car changing its identity is something very different we will see in the future. Number 4. The Jaguar XKR. In 2006, Jaguar introduced an updated version of the XK with the code X150. The goal for this car is a Grand Tour. It first came out with a 4.2-liter V8, and in 2010, Jaguar introduced the XKRS. At its time, it was one of the most powerful Jaguars ever produced. It had a V8 producing 542 horsepower with a top speed of 186 miles per hour, and 0 to 60 takes 4 seconds. Although the XK series is replaced to the F-Type, but the XK series, and particularly the XKRS, is a powerful Grand Tour that Jaguar created. Number 5. the Mercedes SLS AMG. One of the most iconic Mercedes in history is the 300 SL. It is considered one of the most beautiful cars of all time, and people who bought it were successful or famous. One of the most iconic features was the gull-wing doors. In 2010, Mercedes introduced the SLS AMG with a naturally aspirated V8 producing 563 horsepower. More importantly, this is one of the few cars that brought modern car technology with the classic car design. In addition, the SLS was a very special car and it was limited. Towards its last years, the SLS introduced the Black Series, which produced 622 horsepower and was considered one of the last Mercedes with the naturally aspirated engines. Since this car's production stopped around 5 years ago, the used car value is still very strong. More importantly, this car is something special and is based on an icon. Number 6. The Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. In the early 1990s, Mitsubishi was one of the most successful car companies and industrial companies in the world. During this time, they have introduced the Evo. The Lancer was Mitsubishi's midsize sedan, and the Evo was its performance version. With its strong, reliable engine, plus the four-wheel drive, this car was an icon in the rally world. Then the sales for the Evo became very good, and eventually became one of the most popular JDM cars to own. In 2007, Mitsubishi introduced the 10th generation, the Evo X. With its 2-liter inline-4 engine, it was able to do a 0 to 60 time around 5 seconds. Also, it included like an LCD screen with other performance part companies such as BBS to do the wheels and Brembo to do the brakes. In 2015, the Evo came out with its final edition, and it's limited to only 1,000 units. Since then, Mitsubishi stopped the Lancer car production, and there is no news about coming back. In conclusion, the Evo is a car that all car lovers will remember. Number 7. The Maserati GranTurismo. In the early 2000s, Maserati introduced the coupe and was replaced in 2008 with the GranTurismo. For this car, its purpose is a Grand Tour. With its Italian styling, the GranTurismo is very beautiful and shares several components with other Ferrari models. With its V8 with 400 horsepower, it produces one of the most beautiful exhausts in the automotive world. Even though its competitors were faster, had more tech, and more refined, the Maserati continues to sell this car until 2019. There will be a replacement model sometime in the future. In conclusion, although this car may not be the best option to own, but its naturally aspirated engine and its Italian styling is something most car lovers enjoy driving around. Number 8. The BMW M6. The BMW E63 M6 is one of the most special BMW M cars of all time. It shares the same engine with the E62 BMW M5, with its 5-liter V10 engine that could hit 200 miles per hour. Also, it is considered one of the first modern M cars with the technology that other modern BMWs embraced. Although the engine is very fragile and not reliable, the next generation, the F06, was more refined. Now it comes with a convertible, a coupe, and a 4-door coupe. The engine now comes with a twin turbocharged V8 that produces 567 horsepower, and 0 to 60 takes about 4.2 seconds. Also, the exhaust sound is very mean. Although there is a replacement model called the 8 Series and there is a BMW M8, but the M6 combines the performance and the simple technology that is very useful in the daily world. Number 9. The Ford Focus RS. In Europe, hot hatchbacks is a very competitive market. The Ford Focus is one of the best-selling hatchbacks in Europe and Asia. Ford has been making performance hatchbacks for a period of time. In the US, Ford decided to sell the performance version called the Ford Focus RS. It shares the same EcoBoost engine with the Mustang, producing 320 horsepower, and 0 to 60 takes under 5 seconds. This fun, cool-looking hatchback was a good seller and became a fan favorite for tuners. However, Ford decided to stop selling the Focus in the US, and the Focus RS stopped its productions. Number 10. The Dodge Viper. The Dodge Viper is one of the most iconic Dodge sports cars ever created. The Viper has been in production for around 25 years. The 5th generation Viper came out in 2013 and had equipped with a V10 engine. Already, it comes with a 645 horsepower with a 0 to 60 time of 3.5 seconds. This is Dodge's answer for an affordable 200 miles per hour vehicle. The Viper, however, was not easy to sell due to its safety, quality, and reliability. Sadly, the 5th generation Viper was the final end of the Vipers and stopped its production in 2017. We will definitely miss this powerful, unique Dodge supercar. So there you have it. What are your thoughts on my list? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out my other videos. And as always, please make sure to click on the subscribe button down below and click the bell for the notifications on any new videos on my channel. Thank you.